Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share with you my thoughts, my unfiltered thoughts on the topic of holistic dentistry or biological dentistry or functional dentistry or different names for it, and how we dealt with this topic over the years and how we evolved as well through that. First, for credibility, my name is Khaled. I have been a dentist for 20 years. I run and own my dental practice, Lakeside Dental Spa in Hervey Bay in Queensland. I took it from 1 chair to 10 chairs, from 3 staff members to close to 40 staff members over the course of 14 years. And you can check my details below for credibility. So the other day, my front office staff approached me saying that they need a bit more help with answering questions regarding holistic dentistry. Like, patients will call the practice saying, are you a holistic dentist? Do you use fluoride? Do you use BPA? Do you use root canal treatments? Do you provide root canal treatments or not? What do you use in your anesthetic? Like, asking stuff like that on the phone. It's like, oh, we need help with this. And my answer to them was very clear. I'm not going to help you much with that. Not because I'm mean. It's just because we have a system on booking patients, and those systems are very simple and very easy, my system is very easy, which is to access information. I wanted to come in and see a dentist. And we have free consultations for dental implants and orthodontics. We also offer very, very affordable fees for a new patient examination to get your teeth examined really well and thoroughly and get radiographs and everything. So we have every means for patients to come into the practice, and I would prefer my dentist to answer those questions to the patients before they come in. And 99% of patients are okay with that, and they book an appointment. When they ask questions, look, when you come in, see the dentist, they will go through everything with you. We make it easy for our patients to access dentists in our practice. So I told them I don't see any value of providing you with massive amount of information on this topic, simply because it's unlimited. I'll explain to you why. So the word holistic dentistry can be defined in many different ways. Many dentists will define it differently, and many patients will define it differently. For me, for example, I evolved over the years, and nowadays, for me, I consider myself a holistic dentist because I treat the patient as a whole, holistically, which means I look at their airway, I look at their jaw structure, whether they're breathing well or not, whether their tongue position and their mouth and their teeth will aid this patient to have a healthy lifestyle by breathing better or not. I can diagnose some chronic medical problems just by looking at their mouth. I can find certain infections in x-rays that can affect their health. So I can treat children in a way that will improve how they breathe, improve their airway, improve their function as well. That's, for me, the definition of holistic dentistry. But for a patient, it could be a very different definition. So my advice to you is, if you have your website, of course, you can clarify in your website what's holistic dentistry for you. If the patient is inquiring on the phone, asking those really difficult questions, and your patients make it very simple that you need to come in when you see the dentist, they will answer all your questions for you. Here's our consultation fees, really, really affordable. For a small fee, you can have all your answers ready. Patients who are very hardcore, strongly minded about certain things they're looking for, they're probably not going to book the appointment, and they will keep calling multiple practices until they find the dentist that will fit their narrative. Dentists who are very hardcore into certain holistic dentistry stuff, like don't do root canal treatments, don't provide titanium implants, don't even provide any dental implants, completely fluoride free, BPA-free, ozonated water in their water system, the air is purified in certain ways. The list is huge. They will probably be a solo practice, and they will have the stamina to answer all those questions on the phone, and the patient will find it. But 99% of patients are not going to ask those questions, and other patients who are just curious but not hardcore holistic patients, they'll probably book the appointment, and your dentist will clarify those questions. And then if this patient comes to my chair, so sometimes they come to me, they are a bit curious. Again, they're not the hardcore types that they know exactly what they're looking for, but they're just curious about certain topics that they read in the news or they watch a documentary on. If they come on the chair and ask me the question, are you a holistic dentist? Then my advice to you, to do with your patient, if they come on your chair like that, I want them to define to me what does he mean by holistic dentistry. I want them to come with a definition. what are they looking for exactly in details. I want to be as honest with me, as transparent with me. Tell me exactly what you're looking for so we know if we are a good match or not. From there, you will have two types of patients. A type who's curious and might clarify with you their concerns, could be very, very valid concerns, and you might explain how you do dentistry, and you might agree on things or you might disagree on things, and then they move on to another dentist. That's a really nice type to manage, and I will tell you how we manage that. Or type B, which is really difficult to manage. They are the types that really want certain dentistry done. So they, let's say, and it's very extreme sometimes, they want all their teeth that with root canal treatment extracted, even if they have no infection. They want their sockets to be grafted with their blood, like centrifuge their blood and create some sort of grafting to use it in their sockets. They want any implants removed, or they don't want any fluoride in their teeth. They don't want to know exactly what's in your local anesthetics. They want to know exactly what's in your water. They want to know how you purify your air conditioning system. They want to know what perfect, I don't want to be sarcastic, sorry. But this is the type that come in your chair and they want to convert you, not just you say, I don't do this way. No, they want you to do it this way. Okay, I want you to buy this anesthetic. I want you to graft me in certain ways. So really with this type, basically they don't want to travel to the other dentists who they used to see, and they just find you, it's more convenient to see you because you're really close to their house, and they want to convert you. With this type, you have to draw a line and say, look, I can't do it this way, and just terminate the relationship early on. So let's keep this type aside, but you need to really identify them early on and be apologetic, like, I'm really sorry, I can't help you. You need to go back to your dentist who provide all this kind of treatment. Now let's go to the first type. So you ask them to find what's holistic dentistry for you, and then draw a line, whether you agree with it. They might tell you, Rick, I'm really looking for a dentist who is not going to provide fluoride, any fluoride treatment for me when I'm doing my checkup and cleans. No problem at all. I'm happy not to provide fluoride. I'm going to put it in your notes. Of course, I want to make sure you come every 6 months, oral hygiene, diet, everything has to be perfect for you to stop having fluoride, and I will support you with that. And you can agree. You have another dentist who will say, I want to make sure you use BPA-free composites. Maybe you use BPA-free composite, maybe you have genial or other types that you can do. Okay, no problem, we can agree on that, no problem at all. You'll have a third patient might say, look, I don't have any problems, but I want my amalgams removed in a certain way. Well, if you can't remove them in that way, be honest, that's how I remove amalgams, that's why. And if you don't agree, let them see someone else. Or you might say, they might have very reasonable requests and you might already do it, and you might do it this way as well. So ask them to define what's holistic dentistry for them. For you, define to them what's holistic dentistry for you. And if there's a match, then it's a good match and they can become your patient. You can be their dentist and you can have a nice relationship. And this relationship can be renewed every now and then. They might come in 2 years, look, you know what, I changed my mind, and now I want to have all my root canal treatment teeth taken out. Again, you can renew everything. Well, I don't agree with that. Let's move on. I'll move you on to another dentist. And thank you very much. It was a pleasure treating you. Lastly, if they ask you to recommend a holistic dentist for them, I don't like to recommend. You tell them, just go to Google, write the words you're looking for, whatever topic you want, you'll find the dentist. I cannot recommend to you whether this dentist is good or not, because I don't want to recommend another dentist who sound like holistic dentist and then they don't receive the best cares, and I don't want to be liable for this recommendation. So I tend not to recommend that to them. I just tell them go on to Google and find what you're looking for, but that's how I do dentistry in my practice. So basically that's how I treat or deal with holistic dentists, patient look for holistic dentistry. But finally, I want to share with you a story, a recent one. So I had a patient who came to the practice after this, like, he's probably curious about things, and then the question was asked as follows, like, I'm really worried about certain things in local anesthetic, graphene, so I want to make sure your anesthetic don't have those graphene. So what anesthetic do you use? I need to get a list of them, and also I need to know if you gonna have if I'm gonna get intravenous sedation, what's in the medication as well. I want to know the company, the manufacturer, and so on. And then you start to ask more questions. What are you worried about? And they explain to you what they're worrying about, and you just click down more. It's like, again, I'm getting them to define what's holistic dentistry for them. because I'm really worried what they put in anesthetic nowadays. Like, what do you mean by they? When you say they, who we're talking about there? Like those who controls the pharmaceutical companies and control us and control our lives and so on. Then now the conversation is getting a little bit outside the scope of me as a dentist treating the patient. Like, okay, when you say that, it doesn't make sense to me, so you need to explain to me more. If you cannot define who are they and why is he doing this to us, we're gonna have a very difficult situation there. It's like, I can't tell you who exactly, but those people who control the world or whatever say, look, okay, here's my take. I can show you my anesthetic, there is no problem with that, but if the conversation starts with that, your next question would be, let's say you need extraction, okay, how am I gonna replace the missing teeth? Are you gonna have a denture? Okay, what about the monomer or the acrylic? What about the BPA in printed resins? What about the filling you're gonna use? What about the etch? What about the bond? What about the water in your system? I mean, if we start the relationship by questioning my anesthetic, the list will never end. And I think the stress, I was very empathetic with the patient. I think the stress of dealing with that from your end, the stress of worrying about those materials and those additives is more damaging to your body than those additives, unless you have, of course, a diagnosed allergy or a diagnosed reaction. You worrying about everything that we're gonna use in your mouth is enough to trigger a stress response that will probably cause problems in your health, in your life, in your teeth as well, in your gums. Stress is one of the major factors of gum disease as well, as we all know. So at the end, we kind of like agreed on some common grounds, which was okay. And that worked well, but in other patients might not work well. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much, and I hope you find this information helpful. If you find it helpful, make sure you like it and share it with your friends and colleagues. If you want to hear more about my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when more videos are released. Thank you so much for listening to me. It means a lot to me.